Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing good. So, students, today I am going to explain about the elements. So, this is a revision video of chapter 2. Uh, so, today I will explain about you elements. So, what are elements? So, as you can see in the flow chart, elements, compounds, and mixture. These are classified into two main category: pure substances and mixture. So, under the pure substance only, elements and compounds are included. So, elements and compounds are the pure substances, whereas mixture are composed of impure substances, and further it is divided into homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. So, in other words, you can say matter can be divided into elements, compound, and mixture based on their composition and their nature of particles, whether they are made up of same number of elements or different number of elements. So, elements and compounds are pure, whereas mixture are impure substances. Now, these are here you can see the characteristics of elements, that elements are the building blocks of matter. So, everything around us is made up of matter and they are made up of these smallest unit elements. They cannot be broken down into simpler unit. They are pure substance, and they are why they are pure substance, because they are made up of only one kind of particles, and that particles are called atoms. So, atoms make up elements. In the modern periodic table, there are 118 elements so far. Some examples are given here, like iron, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, hydrogen, aluminium, and gold. So, definition of atom is also given. An atom is the smallest unit of matter or element that is usually incapable of independent existence and cannot be seen with the naked eyes. So, all elements of the element, they show the same properties. So, these 118 elements, they have the unique symbol. So, symbol is the uh, short representation of the element. So, for hydrogen, you can see here according to periodic table, first 20 elements are given in this picture. So, for hydrogen we are writing H, then helium, He, lithium, beryllium, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, and calcium. So, like this, 1 to first 20 elements are given, and they have their unique symbol. Few symbol few symbols are taken from their Latin name. So, you can see in the third one here, the symbol of some elements are derived from the Latin name. For example, for sodium we are writing Na. So, because the sodium is derived, the Latin name of sodium is natrium. So, that is why sodium is represented as Na. Some others are also given, that is derived from their Latin names. They are of potassium, K. Potassium is derived from the Latin name Kalium. Gold also Au, silver Ag, iron Fe, lead Pb, copper Cuu, and mercury Hg. So, these all are symbols are taken from the, not from the first letter or second letter of the element, they have taken from their Latin names. So, always remember that few element symbol they have taken from the first letter, and in some case they have taken from the first and second both letter, because you know, in case of carbon you can see carbon, spelling of carbon and calcium both starts from the carbon, calcium, and chlorine. All three starts from the C. So, if we have taken C for the carbon, if we are using C, first letter for the carbon, for calcium we cannot take the first letter, so that's why scientists have included the second letter. So for writing the symbol of calcium we have to write capital C, and then second letter we should always write in a lower case, which is small letter. So Ca, capital C and small a we write for calcium, and same as Mg we write for magnesium, aluminum is Al, chlorine is Cl. Like this modern periodic table, all the elements are arranged based on and their symbols are arranged based on their first letter of the spelling, first and second letter, or their Latin names. Now few atoms of the elements, they are incapable of independent existence, or you can say they are unstable. So what they, for getting the stability, what they do, they combine together with the same kind of atom only and they form a molecule. So here you can see hydrogen is unstable, oxygen and sulfur and others are also there. Here you can see a fluorine, chlorine, other halogen, phosphorus, bromine. So they what they do, they exist as a molecular form, so they can easily combine with the other atom of the same element and then they can form a molecular form. So hydrogen, for hydrogen we always write H2, oxygen we write O2, ozone is O3, sulfur is S6, S8, sorry. So like this, so nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, Ni2, all are the diatomic, they are made up of two atoms, combination of two atoms. Phosphorus is tetra, P4, and sulfur is octa, S8. Now what is atomicity? So this number you can see which is written in the subscript. So the number of the atom present in a molecule is called its atomicity. So the atomicity of hydrogen and oxygen is 2 because number 2 is written in the subscript. First and for ozone molecule atomicity is 3. For sulfur atomicity is 8. Like that for phosphorus atomicity is 4. Now metals are classified into two main categories, metals and non-metals, based on their properties, chemical properties and physical properties, both are same. So according to the, you can see few physical properties are given in this table. So metals, all the metals except the mercury whose symbol is Hg, all the metals are solid at room temperature, whereas non-metals are opposites. Some non-metals are solid but others are liquid as well as at in gaseous state also. Metals are usually, they are generally lustrous, they have shine, like gold, silver, they have shine, and they are sonorous, they produce sound. When we beat the metal, when we tap the metal, they produce the sound. So we have the bell example. So bell produce the sound whenever we beat it. Then next is bell, whenever we ring it, it will produce a sound. Now non-metals, they are generally non-lustrous, they are just opposite in properties. They are non-lustrous and non-sonorous, they do not have shine and they do not produce the sound as well. Next property of metals is they are malleable. So we can, they are mostly metals are malleable, we can make a thin sheets from the metals. So for gold and we can mold it, we can mold it in any shape. So for mostly metals are used, like gold and silver are used for making jewelry. Now ductile, so we can drawn out wires also from the take out the wires from the copper metal, from the aluminum metal. Same so non-metals are opposite, they are non-malleable. We cannot make a thin sheet from the non-metal like carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, we cannot, and they are non-ductile, we cannot drawn out the wires also. Metals are generally good conductor of heat and electricity, so they can pass easily heat and electricity from one end to another end. and that's why we are using the cooking utensils, and all the filaments in the bulb, electric bulb or heater, or any electronic gadgets we can see, their wires are made up of metals because they can withstand high degree of heat and electricity. Now non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Metals, they have usually high melting and high boiling points, so they can withstand the high heat, high flame heat or high electric current also, whereas non-metals have low melting and boiling point. Now some exceptions are given here, like sodium, potassium are metals but they are soft. Sodium are soft metal, potassium are soft metal. Even we can cut these sodium and potassium with the help of knife also. And we cannot make and they are not ductile or malleable. So sodium and potassium, they are soft in nature and they are non ductile and non malleable. Same as mercury. Mercury is a metal but it is a in the liquid state, so it is filled in the thermometer, you can say. Whenever it absorbs the heat, it rises up in the thermometer. Now diamond is a non-metal but it is the hardest substance known on the earth crust. It is the hardest substance. Iodine and diamond are non-metals but are shiny. We know that diamonds are so shiny, iodine is also shiny, even though they both are non-metals. Now graphite is also non-metal but there is an exception under the non-metal, that graphite can conduct electricity. Here we are saying that here it is written, you can see that non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity but graphite can conduct the electricity. So many electrodes we have used in chemistry, that is made up of graphite electrodes, because it can pass electricity. Now uh, in the next video we will I will explain you about the compounds. So thank you, have a nice day. Please learn these the properties of metals and non-metals. Thank you and have a nice day. God bless you all.